This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, we are past the point of no return. It's Shrek the Third. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Shrekska. There we go.
Chris Cabin.
And we hate movies. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, and apologies in advance, it's Shrek the Third from 2007, directed by the duo of Raman and Chris Miller. Wow, I never thought we'd be here. I mean, I guess I thought we'd be here, but I never thought we'd be here talking about the third Shrek movie.
Come on, Andrew. This is a proud tradition of the We Hate Movies podcast. We have the annual Shrek episode.
Sometimes I want to take our proud traditions and kick myself in the balls with them.
Cut the shit. We're going to be doing 2 more of these in the coming years. We got fucking Shrek Forever After next year and Puss in Boots the year after.
Oh man. Thanks for fucking signing us up for the spin-off Cabin, you asshole.
Dude,
Yeah, exactly. You don't say that out loud. This is what planning meetings are for.
No, already.
4 years ago on the Shrek the Third episode, Chris Cabin said they were doing Puss in Boots. Now, where is it?
Yeah, admit a person said it on the internet, so no, we have to do it.
Well, there is. Speaking of people on the internet, Chris Cabin fucking loves Shrek 3 because I made a joke about how I fucking was really not enjoying this, and Chris was like, "Oh, what are you gonna do until I fucking jerk off?" or whatever he said. Because I don't read his tweets.
Oh, excuse me. Was I wrong? I would like to hear the answer to this question. Was I wrong?
No, because you love Shrek.
Okay.
I'm sorry that I insulted your
That's
movie.
a no that you just said. It's
sorry
interesting that the answer to the question was no.
I'm just sorry that I insulted
interesting.
your movie. I'm sorry that I insulted the movie that you love so much.
That's
I
good
gotta
to know.
say,
Yeah.
when I saw that tweet, I was like, I had a couple of thoughts. One was, damn, Chris must really love Shrek 3.
Thank you.
But then I was also like, yeah, Steve would definitely watching some Pluto TV piece of shit right now anyway.
Exactly. You got nothing better to do than watch Shrek. And since we announced, apparently, we're doing Puss in Boots, Chris, shut the fuck up for a
No,
second.
I will not, because if Shrek the 3 was put out by Asylum, Steve would be all over it.
Oh my God. I would love to see that.
I am starting Steve Hates Movies without Chris Cabin. That's the new podcast.
Welcome to Burncast.
Okay. So, Chris, now in Puss in Boots, does Shrek have any cameo? Like, he's trying to get a bus at the start and the doors close on his face? Or?
I'll be honest. I have not seen Puss in Boots because I want to save one.
Yeah.
But that is the one, the thing I've been talking about now for like 2 years. That is the movie that has the Humpty Dumpty coming in and worrying that he's going to get gang raped in prison. That's where that is.
Oh, that's something to look forward
That
to.
is.
A children's movie, by the way.
Children's movie.
movie.
For sure.
All right, truce until the end of the episode, but we're still not happy with each other.
You can tell this shit sandwich is off to a great start because they alter the DreamWorks logo to make it look like a storm is coming. Ooh, I'm brewing a shit in my fucking bog.
It's just whatever, man. I mean,
I just hate it. I'm sorry. Like, we will talk about this, but I just hate these movies, man.
Can I come clean? I watched it at 9:00 at night. I got a good night of sleep before. I had a nice little dinner, a nice Turkish meal. It was a light meal. And I fucking fell asleep twice during this movie. No kidding. No fucking kidding.
It's like 96 minutes long.
Exactly.
Steve, you're coming so hard out of the gate. Is this your least favorite Shrek movie?
Yes.
I think this is my favorite Shrek movie.
Really?
Because the first one is an abomination, folks. Don't let, just because it's the start, don't let that fool you. But the second one was all just like songs about tits and dancing and like the fucking, like, we got to get together and our parents are like, "Meow."
Boy, I was missing songs about tits, dude.
I just think narratively, this is an interesting. Like, finally, the revolution has come to the bog and to the kingdom of Far Far Away.
Yes,
I'm shocked. Yeah,
the callback revolution.
I was just super bored with this one. I at least think the first two are really bad. I always hated the animation, but at least they're like edgy or like trying to push a button, and I don't like them at all. But at least like that would like turn me off enough to engage me.
Steve, it sounds like you love them.
But I see where you're coming from, Steve. Those first two, as obnoxious as they were, had teeth on them. Yes, they definitely did, dude. The songs about tits. And I'm saying, versus what this movie is,
Hold on a second. Songs about tits, sure, okay, but then apparently in the there's a fucking gang rape in the spinoff or something. Chris Cabin was informing us.
I haven't seen it. I have not seen that yet. I'm talking
sorry.
about 1 through 3.
There is a gang rape. It's not somebody talking about a gang rape. It's an actual 5-minute gang rape scene in fucking Puss. No, of course there's not, Eric.
Humpty Dumpty, right?
But the thing about this movie, you realize, is they were like, oh shit. Younger and younger people are liking these dumbass movies.
Yeah, I think you're
Let's
right.
make this one baby shit. This is baby shit.
It was always baby shit. The
Yes.
first two are baby shit. This is a baby shit empire.
But at least those first two baby shit movies had some teeth in that diaper, dude.
I think
It's not.
go
Go
back,
ahead.
rewatch them. Rewatch those movies.
Here's the thing. It's not even about the teeth. The first two have energy behind them. You could tell for whatever fucking reason they decided to make those movies, they wanted to make those first two. There's no energy here. It's
Mike
blank.
Myers is
It's
checked the
absolutely
fuck
nothing.
out in this voice
Completely done.
performance.
Nothing.
Stay out super late, picking apples, making pies. Put a little something in our lemonade and take it with us. We're half awake in a baby shit empire.
Oh, see, I improv songed what you were singing, Steve. That was good. I wish the National had a song on this soundtrack.
It's the National. I didn't hear any lyrics about being 45 and sad. So.
Look at this!
somebody else.
Look at this guy, fucking too cool for the National, dude. You are on asshole patrol today. This fucking guy pretending to dislike the National. What an ass! What a horse's ass! Oh man! So Prince Charming's working at a dinner theater, by the way. That's fucking great.
And this is the thing: is like at least like the first movie was brand new, all this new shit. The second movie, like we opened the world up, we got this new, the fucking stupid castle and this whole like stupid Hollywood world, which sucked, but at least it was big and new. And this is like, I remember the villain from the last one. He's still around. He's still kind of upset about stuff.
What else are they gonna do?
Create anything,
but
create a new character.
In the second movie, they do the Hollywoodization of the Kingdom of Far, Far Away, and you get like drive-through fast food restaurants. You see the disgusting like Rodeo Drive type of knockoff street. There's a brief moment of it in this film, but we largely stay away from that decadent opulence.
That's true.
Until you see it, they definitely pull like a Pottersville Back to the Future 2 America and the Trump presidency situation here. Like when Prince Charming like takes over like towards the end of the movie, it's all like that whole like Rodeo Drive thing is just like a fucking shithole war zone town kind of a thing. Like Pinocchio's been enslaved, they really lay in on like the biffinization of Far, Far Away.
That's
and
true.
I loved it.
I think it's definitely more of Biff thing. Totally. I can see that now. I wasn't thinking about that during the film. By the way, in this dinner theater scene, did you guys read the trivia about this dinner theater scene?
No.
Okay, so so Prince Charming is like, they're doing this fucking like theater production. It's pretty sad, and there are people doing coconuts in their hands to do the sound of horse hooves.
Oh, sure.
And according to Wikipedia, Eric Idle, who is in this movie,
right, playing
was
Merlin,
so fucking furious that they used the Monty Python gag, got up, walked out of the theater of the premiere, announcing his intent to sue the producers of Shrek.
What in the fuck is that guy's problem?
And the Shrek people were like, well, we put it in to honor John Cleese briefly being in the movie and Eric Idle.
And so then did he be like, "Ooh, my bad"?
I don't know what happened. I really hope that like Eric Idle gets all this Shrek money. Fuck these Shrek people.
This is exactly what happens when you make Eric Idle's tea too strong. It's really in a mood.
Just like what a fucking dumb thing to do.
It's just yeah. I mean, like it's clearly a homage to that fun joke, and like it's you don't own coconuts, pal. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
And
It'd be
I
cool if
don't.
he did,
Is it
and
possible that thing's like is that like an old timey like theater method? Like was that used before Monty Python did it? I can't imagine. I mean, yes, obviously the sketch and them doing it, of course, but like they didn't invent clapping two halves of a coconut together. That's impossible.
I mean, they used it for, I mean, maybe they invented it for the horse hooves sound effect. But anyway, I am team Eric Idle on this.
Yeah, for sure.
Erics have to stay together and just take down Shrek. Remove this from all streaming platforms.
Put it back up with a notification that says this movie steals from the work of Eric Idle.
I want to, just because Chris has this thing about, and I agree with him that 2007 has some of the best movies. It's one of the best movie years. It's the worst blockbuster year possibly of all time.
What are we talking?
Top 10 highest grossing films in 2007. I'll go 10-1.
Okay.
Number 10, 300.
Oh God! Off to a great start.
Number 9, National Treasure: Book of Secrets.
Coming in at number 9.
Number 8, The Simpsons movie.
Huh. Talk about shit I'll probably never watch again in my life.
No,
Have you gone back there, Chris?
I have not.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I'm not interested. Who cares?
I remember it being like okay, like almost like a return to form when I saw it in the theater, but then
Agreed.
I kind of haven't thought about it since.
I did I had the same exact thought in the theater, and then when I rewatched it like on DVD, it was like, all right.
Number 7, I Am Legend.
Huh.
It's terrible.
Number 6, Ratatouille. That's people love that movie, and that's
Never saw it.
You're
Pretty
fine.
Number 5, Transformers.
All right.
Number 4, our boy Shrek the Third.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Spider-Man 3.
Ooh.
How is Shrek the Third the best movie on this list?
Number 2, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which I would concede is the best of this list.
Disagree.
And number 1, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
Wow.
Hachi Machi.
Actually, I think National Treasure Book of Secrets takes it for me.
What did you say, Steve?
I think the Harry Potter movie. I like the Order of the Phoenix.
Order of the Phoenix is part 5.
That's the one with Pattinson dies, right? Or is that
no,
Goblet?
That's
Goblet.
Goblet.
Okay.
I think I'm with Eric on this, actually.
Chris, where do you stand?
I mean, it's another baby movie, but I think Ratatouille is the best of these movies.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. It's a Pixar movie that I'm kind of like I'm glad other people like it as much as they do.
Patton Oswalt's being funny. What do I got to fucking complain about here?
Yeah, I just don't like how he was fucking controlling the dude's body somehow. That shit was creeping me out.
Whoa. He like look wait, so like as a rat he became a man, or he took over a man's soul?
No, he's in his hat. He's like doing stuff with his hair.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
And
he's
then-
like he's driving him with his hair. It's
Oh my
fucking
God.
bizarre.
Did he like look at his dick?
Why would he?
Don't think
Well,
so.
yeah, of course he did. The original script's by Cronenberg.
On our Scooby-Doo episode, you guys were very firm that if you have any control over anyone, you'd look at their dick.
Excuse me. That was for body swaps only.
I love how fucking mad we are, man. It's been fucking 4 months of quarantine, and we're sick of it.
We're just fucking jerking around here, folks.
Well, I'm literally jerking off right now.
What else? Yeah, what else you gonna fucking do?
So yeah,
By the way, I need to find this tweet. I don't think I saw this tweet. Go ahead.
Oh, dude, it's a fucking burn and a half.
Chris,
Chris Cabin fucking shooting out napalm tweets in the
Chris
night.
Cabin, you might just earn yourself a retweet today.
So Prince Charming vows revenge, yada yada yada,
Sure.
and we catch up with Shrek and the gang, and is it like he just doesn't want to be king, right? That's the idea.
Yeah.
We're waking up in the kingdom. Is that what's going on?
Yeah,
he's got
so-
morning wood. It's like, hey Fiona, look at it.
Well, here's what we're forced to actually look at, Steve, and it's shirtless Shrek in bed. You know what? Shrek is a character that can wear a nightshirt. Thank you very much. I don't need to see Shrek's nipples.
You're asking too much from a man who bathes in his own shit most of the time. That's really, you're asking too much.
I guess so, man. But seriously, Shrek's nipples?
It's
2 scenes of Shrek's nipples in this movie.
I am pretty sure for these scenes they use James Gandolfini with the dots on him.
Oh, really?
I did wonder why Shrek was so into Gabagool.
He'd love all sorts of Italian food, I bet.
We're not even like 15 minutes into this, and it's time for beer number 2.
Yeah.
There you go, dude.
And like, Fiona's like, I got something to tell you. And he's like, we'll talk more once I'm no longer king. I can't be king no more, or whatever he's doing.
Yeah, so they're like sort of temporarily holding the court because the king has fallen ill, and Fiona's like, hey man, like, when my dad's all better, like he'll go back to being king, and then you don't have to worry about it. We can go back to our fucking shit water slide in our bog and whatever. And he's like, all right, fair enough. And then the door bursts open, and it's Donkey and his fucking disgusting little dragon donkey babies just
These things.
pissing and shitting all over the place.
Oh.
I think
And
that there must have been, there's a lot of conversations behind the scenes about this movie, about what can and cannot. And I feel like some executives were not in on, like, they're like, look, I know we introduced them in the last movie. We can't kill them because that's too tragic, but I want them not in this movie.
Yep.
Has anybody done any research? I kind of feel like I have to. If there was like a plush of these abominations,
There has to be. That's
There
the only
has to be,
reason
right?
they exist, is to sell toys. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Like, you're making me look at that so you can sell plush dolls.
Eric-
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Eric, people are always getting on the back of Game of Thrones for all the disgusting shit. Was there ever a donkey dragon in any of the Game of Thrones, even in the books?
Not to my knowledge, but you might want to check out those Pokemon. I think half of them are donkey lizards.
That sounds right. I think that's what Charizard is.
And then of course Puss in Boots is also there. Puss is acting like he's sort of like Shrek's manager or whatever, and this whole thing is going on, and the joke is like, oh, it's so busy, the kids are running wild all over the room. Puss in Boots is making them go to all these events or whatever, and wouldn't you know it, the punchline on this whole thing is Shrek is standing in the middle of this bedroom completely naked. So not only in the last few minutes of this movie do you have to see Shrek's nipples and see him in bed with his wife, who's presumably also in night clothes of some kind. You get confirmation right here that Shrek, the lovable bog ogre person that he is, sleeps naked.
Yeah.
And why do I need to know that Shrek
listen,
sleeps nude?
It's easy access for Shrek fucking, and Shrek fucks, and it's so confirmed in this movie. We eventually get little baby Shreks.
Yep.
So that's something.
It is something.
I'm sure we've covered this before, and by that I'm sure Eric has covered this before. What do you think the pube situation on Shrek is? Is he a blondie down there?
Oh, good question.
I saw Shrek's chest hair, and that was brown.
I guess you're right there.
Well, he's got like eyebrows, doesn't he?
Yeah, they're like a darkish brown too.
I think he's got like a wispy little beard down there in that nut sack.
Yeah, the curtains match the drapes, donkey. Quit telling people otherwise.
He's just got a full ZZ top going.
No, maybe. I mean, the thing is,
wait, on his pubes?
Yeah, just like
it's all
shit down.
It's all encrusted in mud and stuff.
Oh, of course. Well, he bathes in mud, guys. What's gonna happen? He's a fucking disgusting ogre.
That's true. He washes off his own cum with fucking mud.
We also know the donkey. It's not just we know that he's naked. It's Donkey sees his dick.
Yeah.
And Donkey is like, "Come on, Shrek, put on some pants or whatever." It's like, you got more than one, Shrek. Ew.
Yeah, he got hit in the eye with it.
And you know that it's not an underwear situation, because am I remembering this right? The horror that was this screening last night. You see also Shrek's butt cheeks right here.
No, I don't think you see butt cheeks unless
He's walking out of the shower from Wild Things. You see his fucking quick shot of his dong.
Let's go to talk to Bill Murray in a neck brace about something. So you see,
wait, hold on. Sorry, everybody.
Yep.
Quick update. Eric's retweeted it.
Yeah, no, I did. We're live on the air. It's a live retweet.
Excellent. So you get like a little montage of like Shrek being bad at being the king, and it's like that one, they rip off the gag from King Ralph where he's knighting someone and he cuts off his ear.
Yep.
So that's cool. He's like,
then John Goodman walks out of the screening as well. That's it. Like one at a time. It's like the end of 12 Angry Men. Everyone leaves the auditorium.
I don't think we saw like the ear get cut, did we? We just had like the sword go down, and it was like, and then it kind of cuts away, implying, I thought, murder.
Well, no, it gets like where he was like cutting right at his shoulder, and the sword stuck in.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just holding up. He lets go and it's still there.
Oh, is that what the
Okay.
joke
Yeah.
is? That's even dumber.
So
Which-
maybe half an ear, or maybe he like really got into this dude's skull.
That's the thing is you don't worry about John Goodman, but Michael Madsen and Quentin Tarantino are coming for you, and they're coming
Yeah.
quick.
Steve, you know what this means?
What's that?
This sword, it will kill.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it'll kill. You have to bring home and at your home forges make the sword from Shrek Ever After, the third Shrek movie, or whatever the fuck it is, the two-handed Shrek sword.
Yeah, no, I think I got an unfair advantage. I'm the only one making this sword in a swamp.
I'm gonna have to. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to drop out of making Shrek sword because it's oh boy, it's getting hot in this sword studio.
Oh, the taint on this Shrek sword is just no good. It's just not gonna work.
Hey,
It
Donkey,
was-
do you think he saw his taint? Donkey saw Shrek's taint as well?
Oh, definitely. I think he saw the whole thing.
Oh God, that's fucking.
He saw the
horrifying.
fucking the chocolate starfish. I do like the one joke. There's one of two jokes that I enjoy in this movie.
Okay.
Hey, Donkey, don't just stare at it, eat it.
Oh man.
I made you breakfast, donkey.
Hey,
man.
donkey! I didn't take it out for air.
Huey Lewis is playing in the background.
I made you a chocolate omelet.
Hey, Shrek, do you got like a little chow or something? I thought I saw. Was it a donkey? What is it? That was my Paul Allen impression.
Ah,
Paul Allen.
Shrek looking at fucking business cards.
Hey, Paul Allen, look at my new business card. It's bog brown.
Can you get in the dossier now, you fuck?
I would love it if it's just Shrek and a bunch of dudes, including Zach Grenier, sitting at a fucking trendy Soho restaurant.
Not
Absolutely.
now, donkey. I'm throwing a chainsaw down a hallway to hit a woman.
I'm fucking filming it.
I wake up in the morning and I do 1,000 sit-ups.
I rub this kind of mud on my face because it's very low in alcohol and doesn't dry out in the pores.
I wish he had the fucking bathing habits of American Psycho's
I live
Christian
at
Bale.
125 American Swamp Place. And the penthouse is owned by Bog Cruz.
No, but the one joke that I like is when he's trying to christen the ship, and he first breaks the ship with his super strength, and then he like throws the thing. It's Simpson-esque, where he throws the bottle at the ship and it catches fire for some reason.
Well, if Ted Knight was still alive, he'd be walking out of the fucking room at this point. And soon enough, Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey be walking out, because another thing is they do the buzzsaw against the toenails
Yes,
gag.
thank you.
Oh, you're right.
It's insane. They just fucking call back everything from every movie ever made.
We are just animating shit from popular comedies.
Insane.
Eric Idle is right. You know what?
Yes.
You know what? Now I'm Team Eric Idle. Fuck
Yeah.
these people.
The sort of first scene-ish is like this gala that's happening, and like I think both Puss in Boots and Puss in Boots' character, I mean, like he was the big character from the last movie. Like, sure, you got to have him here, but you got to figure out a better way to integrate him. He's
He's
just
an administrative assistant.
yeah.
I mean,
Like-
come on.
Like the idea in the first one, he was like, or the second one, he's like sexy, roguish, kind of whatever. And this one, he's just like, you have the 4 o'clock meeting kind of a thing. I don't know.
That's why I think this is a great example of like, there's no story left to tell. Like, here was this adventurous, ne'er-do-well cat character that was like all the rage of that second movie. And now he's like just taking notes for Shrek and making sure he makes appearances on time.
Well, I guess because like Shrek is now in empowered by the throne, so it's like a nice easy money kind of job.
oh, Shrek's giving his friends jobs, you think?
Right, yeah. Sort of like how, Game of Thrones was mentioned earlier by Chris Cabin, but sort of like how Peter Dinklage hires Braun to hang around.
Oh,
King's
okay.
Landing,
A little bit of a sellsword situation.
I mean,
Exactly.
there is a story here of like Shrek having to become the king, but they're like, no, let's just do the thing we did last time.
You're totally
He
right.
travels a bit. How about he travels?
You're totally right. That
yeah.
should be the movie. It's like, is Shrek gonna be king? Uh-oh, he has to make all these decisions, but he's Shrek. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool.
But the problem is like he reaches his decision through like the actions of other people and like what he sees other people doing. I feel like there's no like actual moment of realization for Shrek as to like what he should or should not do.
Well,
about this decision, I guess.
He's right from the whole thought I had was so the whole drift of this is that he is going to go find King Arthur, Fiona's cousin, who can take the place of the king. And you think in this travel, he's going to find out actually he should be king, not this Arthur guy. But it turns out at the end of this stupid fucking movie, it's Arthur who's the king.
Well, I mean, would the human population allow a Shrek king to be king? Like,
what choice would they have, dude? He'll fucking have him executed if they think otherwise.
I had a few people.
I mean, the thing is, why don't they know any other ogres? I know, are they that endangered? Like, why can't he install his own people? You know.
That's a good question. Is there something in the first movie about how he's like the last ogre, or he thinks he's the last ogre?
This is where I can tell you something from the fourth one. He finds his people in the fourth one. There's a time travel thing. I'll get into it because there's another really ridiculous
time travel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get into it. We're not going to talk about the fourth one until next year because it's definitely happening.
So, okay, you know how there's a Rumpelstiltskin in this movie?
Yes.
They pulled a Terrence Howard, Don Cheadle thing because Rumpelstiltskin's the main villain in the fourth one. And it's a totally different design. Completely different.
Oh, okay.
And a different voice, the whole thing.
Next time, baby.
And they were going to pay Rumpelstiltskin to take the ogre curse off of Fiona before Shrek saved her. So Rumpelstiltskin makes a deal with Shrek to go back way back because Shrek has a midlife crisis.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
So I'm going to stop now before I go crazy.
Gotcha.
But there is time travel, and he finds a bunch of ogres, and one of them, I think, is voiced by John Hamm.
He has to use time travel because his people have been wiped off the face of the globe. Is that correct?
No, it's not about wiping. They've been underground. They've been like hiding from people.
Oh, they're okay. Actually, so underground is in hiding, not like as in cave dwellings.
Cave dwellings, like Dennis Leary, Demolition Man type.
Ooh.
Oh,
I like this. Eat some
eating
rats?
Taco Bell too?
Yes, it does. No, it doesn't.
Don't you have something to fart?
So they're trying to do this one. They're making an appearance. I don't understand what is exactly supposed to happen, but they're all dressed up like fucking, like 18th century French aristocrats.
And like that's the gag. And like this is a fine gag at first. It's like, oh wow, these are ill-fitting clothes. Whoops, whoopee woo. You know what I mean? Like we're foppish now or whatever.
And of course, because this is a movie for children, that there's like a salon owner that is obviously coded as being gay.
Yes. Is this character even given a name?
I don't think so, but we
Fiddlesworth?
No, that's later.
Fiddlesworth is the peg enthusiast.
Oh, yes, of course.
We later see him cry during a play too. I mean, the politics of the Shrekiverse are fucking awful. Anyway, this guy does dress them up like the French aristocrat type of look, and we do get this amazing shot. I also tweeted this where where Shrek and Fiona, because they're so held back in these outfits with the corsets and whatever else, and they're trying to kiss and they can't quite kiss, and you see their lips stretch out to each other, and it's like a static shot of these fucking lips going at each other for like 10 seconds.
It's really a lot. Hey Fiona, I just realized I'm into breath play.
Hey Fiona, spit in me mouth.
10 seconds. You're only gonna need 5.
But he's he's like, and like he can't move his arms. Like I can't even scratch me bottom because I got. Does he say ass? He probably doesn't say ass.
No, I don't.
I think he says
so.
butt. I think he's like, I can't scratch me butt, and I got a wicked scratch. And he's like, hey servant, what's your name? And he's like, Fiddlesworth. So he's like, perfect. Why don't you go Fiddlesworth around and me crack?
I'm poking that turtle head down there.
And this dude it just starts to peg him before the ceremony.
It's insane. Like the curtain opens and this little thing, like Shrek has his back to the audience and he's bent over. And this little thing, he's like Salacious B. Crumb. He's like, he's like fucking shoving this stick up against Shrek's ass, scratching it. And you got Shrek being like, oh yeah, scratching me arse.
peck in the ass, peck in the ass.
Oh, you hit me, Shrek spot. I've come.
I kind of want it to be like the anal sex scene in Sexy Beast where Ian McShane's getting fucked in the ass, and like there's all that rain, and he like whips it back.
Oh
quick.
yes,
He's
dude.
getting fucked in the shower.
I gotta tell you, I think about that hair whip at least like I don't know, like once a month maybe.
It's a great scene. It's well done.
It's like is that all the shower water? Is there's probably some sweat mixed in? It's
sure.
It's a passionate scene.
So there a bunch of shenanigans happens. Like the whole room gets destroyed. Basically, you know, there is another like fire I think that happens, and it just like showcases how bad Shrek is at being a leader, being the king, doing these things. And then like we go back, there's another Shrek in bed scene, and he's like, I really hate being the king, and she's like, yeah, well, don't worry about it, it's only until dad gets better. And so then he like somehow also winds up mentioning how he's nervous about having kids or whatever, and you can tell she's being like, well, I hope, oh boy, I hope Shrek.
He wants to go. The whole thing is, she's like, we're gonna go back to the bog, and maybe we'll have some little feet running around the house.
Mm-hmm.
And his response is like, sure, that's great. I want bog water.
He thinks like he thinks that she's talking about like rats that are. He's like, the muskrats will be coming back or whatever.
Hasn't this been the plot of every Shrek movie where he's just like, I don't know, kids, maybe.
I feel like he has gagged over the thought of having children in other movies.
Pardon me, nothing doing. I've been clipped.
It happened long before I met you, Fiona.
Oh yeah, because that's in the second one when they're meeting the in-laws, and Fiona brings it up, or no, Fiona's mom brings it up, and they both swallow the spoon.
Oh,
it's
God,
awful.
yeah.
Oh wait, you brought up his vasectomy?
Yeah, that's how it happened.
They do it with lasers now.
It was an in-and-out procedure. I was in it an afternoon.
Sure, there's a lot of gauze, but hey, what of it?
He goes. They get summoned. The king is dying now. This scene's kind of like something almost, right?
But it's that obnoxious, like, oh, I'm dead. Wait, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dead. Wait, no. Like, that has never been funny. And it's true here also.
There's one shot of him, of this frog dying, where it's like, you think he's dead, and he's got like these lifeless frog eyes, and then a bug is on it. And I'm like, holy shit, this is really happening.
They do a good job of making this frog look dead all 3 times he's supposed to die. This is, by the way, just a reminder for folks at home who may have forgotten, this is John Cleese voicing the Frog King. And so, he's like, hey, Shrek, by the way, man, you're going to be king when I eat shit here. And he's like, I don't know about that. And he's like, all right, well, there's another heir to the throne. His name's Arthur. Yeah, he is kind of doing a Yoda, like, another.
Oh my God! Now I want to see like a Yoda and a Shrek. Get it on!
Oh fuck, dude, that would be like a Rottweiler fucking a Chihuahua.
Frank Oz is right out there, right after Eric Idle.
He's the last one.
Fuck this!
I've had enough. So this fucking frog kicks it, and then dudes, we cut to a funeral-ish montage where we're just playing Live and Let Die.
Yikes.
Come
We
on.
learned that it's actually diegetic sound because frogs are singing it.
Yes, dude. So it was like, it's insane. A couple weeks ago, Paul McCartney voiced a pirate. And then as my wife pointed out this week, he's voicing a fucking frog. The frogs are singing Wings.
Yeah, Paul McCartney did not walk out. He was like, this is fine. I like this. This is the culture. Yeah.
That's what you do.
They cash the check, mate.
I think but honestly, the music supervisor did more for this movie than any writer ever did. Because there's like, the thing is, like, there's barely any Mike Myers in this movie. It's kind of weird how little Shrek and Donkey have like airtime, I feel. Am I wrong
That's
here?
why it's the best one, I think.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, well, this movie, because what this movie does is when it separates Shrek and Fiona this time, instead of Fiona just being like captured somewhere, whatever the fuck, she is given this group of like Disney princess friends and the mother, and they have like their own little adventure that's going on. I mean, they're not Disney princesses, but like fairy tale princesses like Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty. Larry King's bartender character, for whatever reason, is among them.
Well, because we love that joke. That joke is so fucking funny.
God damn it, dude! It wasn't fucking funny in the first one.
Could you imagine if a man's voice came out of a woman's body? Beep beep.
It's just insane because that is literally the only joke they tie to that character.
Yeah.
Because later, she puts out her leg, sexy leg, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, this is like the 20th time you've told this joke in this movie.
And the whole premise of that joke is like, these soldiers like demand leg. Oh no! Like,
Yeah,
come
totally.
on with this fucking franchise. It's fucking poison. And if you grew up watching this shit, you need like a re-education camp. I'm sorry, folks.
Uh-oh.
So Prince
We love
Charming.
you. It's okay to like a movie, but recognize you're in a cult and you've been brainwashed.
that was the most thrown away. It's okay to like a movie I've heard from you yet.
Yes.
That was the one where like, it's okay to like a movie.
It's okay, but remember, the first one had the Macarena in it, man.
Yeah.
And they did the
Ooh.
dance. And I saw this thing going around on Twitter. This was interesting. That in Atlanta, some of the National Guard that got called in danced the Macarena, and some
I saw
protesters
that.
maybe helped join in. And apparently, this is what the U.S. government did in Iraq. They would dance the Macarena, teach it to people as a way to, and this is maybe a little conspiratorial thinking that it's a way to like suppress dissidents and stuff to get the Macarena. There's got to be some type of magic code in that song, and I believe it's in Shrek in order to make you complacent.
No. I watched that episode of InfoWars too. Yeah, that's totally.
Shrek is teaching you the Macarena.
Broken clock is right 2 times a day. Come on.
Just getting news in from the dark web here. We got a lot of people out there saying that the radical Democrat Party is trying to get a new Shrek movie made in where they will be teaching you how to do the electric slide. And just let you know, that's trouble, folks. That's trouble. First is the electric slide, and then we're just goose stepping down Pennsylvania Avenue.
And I will eat my. You teach me the electric slide. I will eat my fucking neighbor. How about that, brother?
Electric slide, I will eat my fucking family.
So whatever. That king's fucking dead, and they have to go to. And also the other thing too is like, King Arthur's not a fucking fairy tale. You know what I mean? Like, let's make this thing specific. Are we doing fairy tales or are we not doing fairy tales?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question.
It's a myth.
King Arthur, so he's not a fairy tale, he's a myth. Okay. I mean, it's kind of in the same ballpark when I don't know.
It's been 3 movies of them not giving a shit. It's a little much to be asking them now. Hey, could you pull it back?
That's fair. That's
But I
very
mean,
fair.
well, if they make another Shrek, who's fucking in it next? Mr. Met?
Probably. Fucking probably.
You'd be the star of the fucking show.
That'd be true. And you know what? That'd be awesome because he'd keep his fucking mouth shut the whole time.
Yeah, and Shrek has to go visit Mr. Magoo to get the mystical who gives a shit.
Oh, hello, Shrek. It's been a long time since our college days.
Still into pegging, I see.
Mr. Magoo saw him naked, and that's how he went blind.
Oh, Fiddlesworth, my old friend. Want to give me a good go?
It's the old Rutgers try, eh, Fiddlesticks? Oh, man. While all this is going on, we should say Prince Charming goes into a tavern and recruits all of the
Bad guys.
so-called bad guys from fairy tales.
We've
and it's
seen
like,
this tavern before. This is the tavern from all the movies.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the Poison Apple Tavern, I believe it's called.
Yes.
Oh, sure,
And-
yeah.
And if you want to just show how this series has gotten worse and worse, you start off with them like butchering Tom Waits and butchering Leonard Cohen.
Yes.
To in this one butchering I've Never Been to Me by Charlene.
What is that? What is any of that?
It was this random hit in the middle of like the 80s. And
Really?
it's like it's the most cheesy song in the world. And it was just this one-off. And like you couldn't get like what? You want to butcher Neil Young? Go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
Cinnamon Girl to play that.
But what's interesting about this scene with the whole Prince Charming recruiting these people, it's a beer hall putsch. Let's call it what it is, folks.
Sure.
The future belongs to me. Right?
Cabin, that's so funny. So you're saying that the song that like Captain Hook is singing in the bar
Is a Tom Waits song, I'm pretty sure.
In the first movie.
When you first see Captain Hook playing the piano at the bar in the first or the second one, he's singing Tom Waits.
Yeah.
I know, but so what I'm saying though is that in this movie he's still playing the piano at that bar, and you're saying he's playing the Charlene song?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Yeah,
I wanted to make
yes.
sure I was getting my forgotten song placement.
But yeah, his thing is basically like you guys. Yeah, and Eric's right. It is. We are calling to the masses. Like you've been neglected far too long. It's time to take your rightful place. Everyone has been against you. Yada yada yada. It's something.
I mean, it is something. It's something that's also not particularly explored. It's like now he's just got this gang, and one of them makes Captain Hook makes one attempt to get Shrek. It doesn't succeed, and that's the end of it.
Do you know who played Captain Hook?
Who's that?
Ian McShane. Speaking of pirates, guys.
Oh yeah, how about
That's
that?
amazing. This scene, we also get the brief Rumpelstiltskin, and Prince Charming says, where's that firstborn you were promised? So I thought that was an interesting, we're adding that into this. That's nice.
Well, that's like this. Is that not part of his story?
Yeah, no, I think it is, but it's kind of a dark fairy tale, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's a little darker than we've been going in these movies, for sure.
We're addressing like a human sacrifice pretty much.
But I mean, this Rumpelstiltskin wanted the same money as Shrek, and that's just, we can't be doing that. I mean, Shrek really
He
is the
walked
star
out of
here.
the theater to the premiere.
It's a little cartoon going up the aisle.
So he's got his gang. Shrek's about to go off on his adventure, and Fiona has something to tell him. We do see that Puss in Boots is getting it wet all over town, which is very important. You have to imagine this little cat fucking everybody.
Okay, now Puss in Boots talks like a human being. Has a totally different frame of reference. All these cats that he's with, that he's had previous sexual encounters with, can't do that. Can't communicate with him on
that's a
any
good point.
level.
It's a cartoon, and you don't have to think about stuff like that.
Why not just have the other cats be able to talk?
Yes,
I mean,
agree with
that is weird, you know. Like maybe just have like one cat that he's like leaving behind, like, oh, sorry, baby, I said I'd be around forever.
Is it like a Jeffrey Dahmer situation? Is he like cutting a hole into these things' heads and putting a little drop of acid or something? What is happening with these cats?
Probably not that.
You are my sex slave. I work in the chocolate factory. Yes.
I mean, to be fair to Eric, it's a weird just to be being like, hey, this cat fucks.
Yeah.
Just remember that. Keep it in mind that he fucks all these.
You know, why even have it? Make your movie 86 minutes.
That'd be good.
Shaving 10 minutes off of this movie, that would be excellent news. Hey, weird sound design thing here. Like, so there's a scene where it's like it's the harbor and Shrek, you know, and the gang are, you know, getting ready to board this ship and everything to go off and find King Arthur, or soon to be King Arthur. And there's a weird thing where like some of these little donkey dragons fly by a window, and the only sound you hear on the soundtrack is seagull noises.
Okay.
Did anybody else catch that?
I didn't.
No.
I mean, but I believe you, because this movie doesn't know what the fuck it's doing at any given moment.
It was, and it's like a really prominent, like, caw, caw. It's like they're donkeys that are flying.
Well. When Dragon was first fucking donkey, she didn't know if it was forever, so she said she fucked the seagull too, you know. And they all came up, and there's these magical fucking donkey dragon seagulls.
That's a good point, Chris, because we don't know how dragons really procreate. Really, like, could there be like other type of ejaculate inside that mixes together and makes a super baby of some type of multiple father situation?
To inseminate the dragon, donkey has to walk into her.
Yeah.
In some way. Like, it doesn't make sense otherwise.
He goes in there. It's fantastic.
Hey, was that ever addressed in any of those books written by, what was that dude? The guy from the dude who's had more sandwiches in New Jersey named after him than anyone else on the planet,
George R.
including Bruce
Martin?
Springsteen. Yeah.
Well,
He talking about dragon biology in that way at all?
Well, not a ton. No, there are obviously, you know, obviously, you know, that there are dragon eggs that are they end up being they're fossilized or something, and they end up being able to hatch because of Daenerys Targaryen. Anyway.
Oh, like Jurassic Park?
Long answer, maybe. Short answer, no.
So medieval BD Wong had to like foster these dragon eggs.
All right, so whatever, man. Shrek, Donkey, and Puss in Boots go out on this adventure.
But as there's a gag as they're leaving, wherein Fiona lets Shrek know that she's pregnant. Where every time she says it, there's a whatever you call that, a fucking air horn. Yeah, foghorn. Thank you.
The guy blowing the foghorn is like some ship's like first mate or whatever, voiced by Seth Rogen.
Sure, who's like a Viking for some reason. Did I get?
Is that what it is?
He's
I thought it was a caveman.
I don't know. I don't know what he's supposed to be, but he's not.
I don't remember.
He's not well rendered. So she now knows she's pregnant. This is when we get the nightmare, Shrek's nightmare, which is also my nightmare. It coincides.
What, birthing baby ogres? Yeah, that's up there for me too.
Absolutely, dude. I expected it to go full train spotting, and one of these babies is on the fucking ceiling.
You might as
its
well.
head around.
You might as fucking well, dude, because this is horrifying. This baby nightmare scene that culminates in a tidal wave of Shrek babies drowning Shrek.
Oh my god! But one of them pukes all over him, right? At this point, and you get this like shower of vomit, like this prolonged like waterfall of vomit.
Because there's a baby like bassinet, and it's like just one baby at first, and he's like, "Oh, look how cute it is." And then, this is where out of the carriage comes like this crazy tidal wave of like exorcist puke.
A vomit hose. And like, you think the joke is just that Shrek got pushed off screen by the hose. But no, you then have to watch him like push back the baby vomit to get to the baby as if I wasn't like gonna vomit already from this. Like, it's fucking horrible.
It's insane, dude. You thought we've been bringing him up on the show a lot the last few weeks. You thought Larry Cohen's It's Alive was something with fucking scary babies. Look at this movie.
Yeah, that's who Eric Idle should talk to, because actually Larry Cohen's the one who actually owns coconuts.
He's got a robust legal team. What do you want?
But then, yes, he's chasing around a bunch of other ogre babies. And then when there's multiple dreams within a dream. Goddamn, I hate this. Freddy Krueger, get this fucker already. he thinks he imagined himself in high school because that's a frame of reference to us, not him. He never had high school. Remember, he lives in a swamp and never did anything.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, what is this even referencing? Okay, this is something that I would dream of being Shrek in front of a high school auditorium, which I might have dreamed that.
Well, no, you just imagined it was your high school graduation. You got your diploma, and then someone in the audience like, he looks like Shrek.
Yeah, and he's naked in this dream where I think you get more Shrek nipple.
You do get more Shrek nipple. There's some Shrek thigh going on here, I believe.
Like
So there's no
thigh.
ass cheeks in this scene either?
No.
I swear I saw 2 green ass cheeks in this movie. I don't know.
But then when
Maybe I accidentally clicked onto the wrong tab for a second.
Same tab. But when he wakes up, he looks to Donkey for some comfort from these
my
dreams,
God.
and Donkey has a baby Shrek head.
So does Puss in
Daniel.
Boots. They both do. It's disgusting. And you know what they look like that way? They look like the little monsters in The Brood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
they
little
do.
like the things at the end of the movie. Oh my God, dude, it's horrifying.
You want an army? Give all those little stabbers, and then Shrek can take over the kingdom quite quick.
David Cronenberg's little stabbers. I like that.
And Donkey is definitely singing Harry Chapin's Cats in the Cradle around here.
Sure. We do, speaking of high school for no reason, we get to what's called Worcestershire, right? I always get that wrong.
Worcestershire.
Good
But
sauce.
Worcestershire.
Happens to be a high school for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where, Eric, I think this sort of contradicts what you said about Shrek, because he
says he went to high school, which doesn't make any fucking sense. I agree with Eric, actually.
No, I'm not saying it I'm not saying it makes sense. But what I'm saying is right here, because Donkey's like, where are we? And Shrek's reaction is like, we're back in high school. Sort of intimating that he has experienced high school once already and it sucked for him.
And Donkey went to high school too, apparently. Donkey's like, I hate high school. I'm like, what are you done? You're a fucking donkey. You were born and you started pulling fucking carts, you donkey.
I could see the moneyed, human beings like this potential King Arthur going to some type of school, but an ogre. Maybe that's my own problems I'm coming to terms with here.
proves that John Cleese must have been a pretty good ruler if he just has fucking schools everywhere for every kind of creature in his land.
It's a really good point.
Wait, we can't just wait though. We can't just have one kind of school for everybody. Chris Cavan, you're saying there should be an ogre school and a fucking donkey school and a person
putting
school?
words in my mouth. I'm saying that's what John Cleese is doing. That
but
clearly,
you're saying
if there's a donkey,
job.
He's doing a good job of putting education out there.
It is. Yeah.
I want to continue pointing out the abhorrent musical cues in this movie because, like, honestly, I was praying for Smash Mouth. Instead of having like songs that I actually like be destroyed in this movie. And when we get to this high school campus, it's Ramones, Do You Remember Rock and Roll Radio? And I'm like, I'm sorry, you fucking idiots couldn't license Rock and Roll High School? Was that too on the nose for you?
Well, this is one of those things where like this is clearly like the writers didn't give a shit about this movie, all 12 of them or whatever. But like this is the concept they really got into, like something. Ooh, medieval high school. Let's make a bunch of jokes in a row. And like this is the only time the movie like actually feels like funny, and it's not funny, but like it feels like it's trying to be funny. I guess.
It makes you realize like maybe this whole movie should have been like a Monsters University situation.
Exactly.
And it was just like, I mean, who even gives a shit? Like, Shrek looks into a fucking crystal ball and he's sent back to high school. And here we are, it's Shrek in high school, and who could give a shit?
I mean, it's not a bad idea, but I feel like I'd prefer. I mean, you just get bad jokes, more and more bad jokes, because like there's stoners in a carriage that's supposed to be like a van. There are shy girls that want Shrek to have sex with them. I don't need that.
No, I certainly don't need that. I missed that part.
It might actually make sense, because like all of it's only people at this school, and it's more of like a private school.
Yes.
So maybe like donkeys and ogres and like Pinocchios and blind mice all go to public schools. in Neverland, and then they have the normies, quote unquote, go to fucking Worcestershire.
Yeah. It's like a charter school. You got to be this wealthy, etc.
Yeah, I think that's it. Because how else is Arthur getting into? He's a dweeb.
That's
true.
That's the thing too, though. The girl who comes up to Shrek, she goes, "Oh, my friend, whatever, likes you. She likes older guys and monsters." And it's like, what the fuck are you trying to tell me, kids movie?
It's very interesting because a second earlier they both reject Shrek, because I guess we're trying to get through the high school experience really quick, and they're like, "Oh, ew, like an ogre," right? And then all of a sudden they're like, "Wait a second, he's an older dude. He's probably got a fucking car, access to drugs and alcohol." And now this girl wants Shrek to invite her to the dance.
Yeah. If you want to get kegs of ale, you get a monster.
You
can get it for you. You can go into the store and get it for you.
Give me a keg of beer.
But look out what you do with that, because Laura Palmer is also looking for a good time.
Well,
that's true.
I would have loved it if this scene ends with King Arthur and Shrek and Donkey getting kicked out, and Shrek just turning while they're putting up the gate and yelling, "Cowards! Cowards!"
Or we stick with the Laura Palmer route, and Shrek winds up sitting by the bank of a lake in a fucking plastic garbage bag.
That'd be nice.
He gets found by Jack Nance on a medieval horse.
It's garbage wrapped in garbage bags.
They do fucking the Twin Peaks theme on bagpipes.
Fuck. Hey, speaking of which, Cabin, good call, dude, because when we're walking across this campus, you better believe he goes into this assembly in the auditorium, and the marching band is 100% playing Smash Mouth's All-Star. And this because we had to wedge it in there.
This is when we meet Justin Timberlake as Artie, King Arthur. We first see like a couple of nerds that are like, "Oh, he's over there, he's in the back," and they go and like there's a jousting competition. A big strapping dude and a small whatever. The big strapping dude beats the other guy, and he's like, "Oh, it's King Arthur, here he is," but it's actually Lancelot, and the dude who gets his ass kicked is Arthur. So he's like a nerd dweeb loser guy.
Yeah, and Lancelot, voiced by noted son of a bitch, John Krasinski.
What?
That dude sucks, man. I'm sorry.
I was never a big fan of his, but I thought maybe something came out.
Well, just the shit where he had like that cutesy little like, here's a little bit of good news thing I'm doing during the quarantine in my cute house, and then fucking sold it to like NBC or CBS or some shit for like a ton of money, and then was like, also, I'm probably not going to do much of this, really. I just sold the property away. Good news. I have to say, this Lancelot character I thought was going to be
A character
in it a lot more, you know, bad
get-
pun there. But like, yeah, he's just totally like, once they leave this school, like, wouldn't it be a thing, right? To have like Lancelot like jealous of the fact that Arthur is picked to be king, following that, you know, something like that.
You're looking for a story, and I'm telling you, you're just in the wrong place.
Yep. How dare I watch a multi-million-dollar Hollywood production and ask for a story to be included?
A movie that made nearly $1 billion. The thing is,
Oh, thanks, China.
the thing is,
The whole world was complicit in that crime.
Yeah, no, that's true. Thanks,
It almost
Planet
sounded
Earth.
like the Chinese movie Shrek the
Oh,
Third.
no way, dude. Shrek the Third is an American property through and through.
listen, there's no way we can trust the Chinese box office receipts of Shrek 3, okay? We're not going to trust it.
Do you know how many people would have had to go to the movies and see Shrek 3 in China to bring that kind of number to the table?
Folks, we all know that Stranger Tides didn't do as good as it did for my friend Rob Marshall, who I love so much, because the Chinese just didn't show up, folks. They just didn't show up.
They really should contact trace everyone who saw Shrek the Third in theaters and isolate them completely from society. Throw away the fucking key.
I love, but so like, but also like the Timberlake fucking sucks in this, doesn't he, guys? Can we?
It's unfortunate because I find him entertaining and not here at all.
I mean, it's
other
a
than the
shitty
Social
role.
Network, it is a shitty role. You're right.
It's a shitty role.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, like, because like the last movie you had fucking Puss in Boots, it was a fun cartoon character. All these human characters always disturb me with their dead faces. They creep me the fuck out, much more than the animals and the other shit. And like, other than the Social Network, I've never really liked him and stuff.
Well, he's most of his stuff has been animated. He's in that Trolls movie. He did the Yogi Bear movie.
Oh, right.
And like, I know it doesn't really count, but the Jonathan Demme doc is really good.
Oh, dude, JT and the Tennessee Kids is fucking awesome. I have to say, go ahead, Kevin.
And also, it's not a good movie, but I thought he was very good in Friends with Benefits with Mila Kunis.
Yeah, a lot of people like that movie, actually. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I never saw that. But by the way, voice acting is the biggest fucking crime perpetrated on the American people.
Thank you.
Because all these fucking celebrities who don't give a fuck, who just show up to get a fucking paycheck and go, and it's like, great, fine.
Totally.
Great, wonderful.
Taking jobs away from
Yes.
hardworking voice actors like Reno Romano and Frank Welker and all
Thank
the
you.
rest
John
of them.
DiMaggio, all the greats.
Oh no, I mean Welker and his mob will come to you and take your knees out if you get one of his roles.
But like, why couldn't, we have this fucking, franchise here and all these like dumb, like Queen characters, whatever. Why couldn't what's her face who voiced Martin Prince and the Huey, Dewey, and Louie be? What was the woman's name?
Tress McNeil.
No, not Tress McNeil. The woman who passed away. She did Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
See, and look how criminal it is that it's hard to remember voice actors' names because all their jobs are taken away by like fucking like. And I like his work, but like, okay, now Danny McBride is in this. Like every single facet of celebrity has to be. They stack the deck of these movies, and everyone's a celebrity just because they're like, oh, well, that's a pre-existing audience. Don't come see a movie with him.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a pre-existing audience. Don't come see a movie with Zendaya doing a voice. That's a pre-existing audience.
That is exactly how Hollywood analysts sound. You're right, Eric. That's what they all sound like.
Russie Taylor is
Yes, I was just gonna say it, Steve. Russie Taylor, she passed away last year. Martin Prince, Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
But
she did Minnie Mouse,
and those are all amazing voice performances. And like just having Justin Timberlake mumble into a fucking microphone does not. And you're right, Eric.
Exactly.
Like who gets anything out of that? Like the whole point of Justin Timberlake is you look at him, he does stuff, he dances, whatever. Like he's not a voice actor.
People think we're cynical on this show. Look at the fucking casting of these animated movies. That is cynical.
it's one thing to cast Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy. Like, they are powerful comedic actors. I get it. You know what I mean?
For
Like,
leads, I understand enough for big leads, like, but like everyone.
Exactly.
Like, John, am I in the audience being like, oh shit, John Krasinski's Lancelot, this is amazing? Like, you don't even know it's him.
Like, who bought a ticket for that? Nobody.
Right.
Nobody gave a shit. You could have saved so much money.
Hey guys, did you see that the beaver fart right there? You know who made that beaver fart noise? That was John Mulaney. He did
And
it.
John Mulaney has beaver fart noise.
Fourth in the Cruckin' credits.
But like, so like when, it's around this point in the movie, so who cares? Like, Artie makes a bad speech. They go off on their way. We cut back to far, far away. And Fiona is having a baby shower. And this is where it's Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty. And what's the other one I'm missing?
Rapunzel is the bad guy.
Huh?
Rapunzel?
Rapunzel, but then there's a fourth woman. Snow White is the other
yes,
one.
okay.
Yes.
And I don't remember who Rapunzel is, but the other three are Sherry O'Terry, Amy Poehler, and Maya Rudolph. And it's like, okay, like, so
Yes.
you're doing like SNL group casting right there. Hire voice actors to do these
Yes.
thankless roles. Like, it doesn't matter to the
Yeah.
movie
No.
that Amy Poehler is, whatever. Actually, I think Maya Rudolph might be
Rapunzel, she is.
Rapunzel.
I couldn't
Um,
tell what I didn't know any of these people were in that movie till you just said so.
You would
Because like I'm just sitting here looking at IMDb fucking 13 years after this movie came out. Like, it's insane to stack the deck like this for this movie.
But you wouldn't get that fleeting, weak ass thrill of being able to turn to elbow someone and be like, "That's Amy Poehler." You do lose out on that, I must say.
Yeah, if you need a high like that, friends, just smoke some not too powerful weed.
Just fucking do K2 then.
Oh no, do not do K2. Do
Well-
not touch synthetic marijuana.
Yeah, I mean that is dangerous stuff. But Crocodile, on the other
Sure,
hand,
yeah, that's
might
a better
be
one.
preferable
Yes.
to watching any Shrek movie.
I think that's in the Chris. Confirm if I'm wrong. That's what turns him into Shrek in that fourth movie. He takes crocodile.
That's true. That's actually
Okay.
true.
Ach, me fucking arm! It's fallen off.
Hey, Fiona, we got a package from Russia.
Oh my god.
Do you think anyone at the Scottish BAFTAs accidentally wanted to nominate Mike Myers? They're like, no, he's not actually Scottish. Oh,
No, dude, I bet you anything they fucking know. They got their eye on that shit and they hate it. They hate it so much, guaranteed. Because you're taking away work from real Scottish actors.
sure.
Gerard Butler could have been Shrek.
I would love that. In live action Shrek, Gerard Butler, as he is now, just painted green.
Yeah, get Ewan McGregor to play a donkey.
Oh yes. Oh
Oh.
yes.
That's horrifying. You know what's? I mean, honestly, you want to see live action Shrek? Brian Darcy James played him in that musical that's since long gone. Thank the universe. Seeing those commercials and like the subway ads and whatnot in the
Oof.
city when that musical was up, that's nightmare fuel right there,
Mhm.
friends. A
You know-
real life Shrek like that, nightmare fuel.
Yes, and seeing how far Shrek has become a cultural phenomenon, that there was a musical and that I had to see subway ads for, that's when I realized this world is not for me.
And that's when you had to get your ass to Mars, dude.
I wish.
There is a bad present. Like, we have this like gift giving scene at the baby shower,
Mhm.
and like I think it's Snow White, the Amy Poehler character, gives Fiona this what she calls a live-in babysitter, and it's just what I can't think of any other inspiration they had for this thing than crossing David the Gnome with Paul Giamatti.
Yeah. He's a dwarf. Is the
Yeah.
gag.
Yeah, and it looks like Paul Giamatti.
Yes.
And it's like they also have to make this thing kind of prefer because he's like, "Where's the baby?"
Yeah, that's fucking
Like,
terrifying.
just have it be a normal fucking dwarf who's like, "I didn't want to be here today, but oh well."
Do we know which one of the seven dwarfs this is supposed to be? Lecherousy?
Probably.
Is it Lecherousy?
Horny?
He was one of the
No.
worst ones.
Pervy. I think it's
No.
pervy.
Uh,
Where's the baby? Also, nice feet. Hey, Fiona, nice feet.
Ugh.
oh, I meant to bring Grumpy. This is Feedy.
Oh man, Feedy, stay away from that guy, dude. He's trouble. He is nothing but
Yeah,
trouble.
that turned out to be like 30 dwarves, and some of them got really weird.
Feedy does make great movies.
Okay, Jack. Here in the fairy tale kingdom, we're gonna use inspiration from older fairy tale movies. Okay.
Okay, so here's how it goes. Okay, Prince Charming loves to crash carriages into other carriages, and he gets off on it.
Come on, Dopey, say it with me. You're gonna be okay.
I'll say it now because they do a bullshit version of that music cue later in the movie. It's amazing.
Oh, do they really?
Yes, they do.
I was just going off the QT thread.
Because it's like
QT feet thread.
It's when they're doing like the girl power bit where they're all like getting ready to fuck everybody up, and it's like they pretend that it's Kill Bill, but they didn't license whatever that song is.
Are you are you talking about when it's the first few bars of Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin?
No, it's earlier than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When they're getting ready to do it.
Well, that's the thing is these movies are just like such a cultural over assault that you don't even remember what fucking stupid ass music cue comes before the next.
And it's all mixed up. Like the end of the heist.
Don't know what to do.
The worst. Turn around a person as you and I think of it. No, never mind.
Take it easy, Chris.
Dude, we should do a 311 podcast.
Yeah, that would be 30 seconds long. We in the Worcestershire, they do a just say nay.
Yes.
And I'm like, we're in 2007, folks. Just Say No was like 2 decades ago or something.
You gotta get Grandpa in the audience to like it, I guess.
I guess.
What moment does that happen at, Chris?
They're at the assembly when they're trying to get Arthur, and they're like, just say nay. Just say nay.
Oh, that is donkey shit.
It's 2007. George W. Bush is still in the White House.
I guess.
Yeah.
The fucking last of the fucking dwarves, man. The lower one.
Totally.
There's also a joke in this baby shower scene about how they're going to have sex less now that they have a baby. It's like, okay, cool. I've got fucking kids here.
And you know what, though? That's great that those two ogres will have sex less if they have children.
Less I have to worry about.
What a service to humanity.
Yeah, Shrek versus Shrek. That's just what I needed.
So right around the baby shower, there's a terrorist attack on Far, Far Away because here comes Charming with like his army of witches and bad guys. There's a lot of flying broomsticks right here, which is why I say there's a witch army. There's a bad joke where like...
Andrew, which army is it?
Which army?
Yeah, which army are you talking about?
Oh, dude, I am not going to go through this. WITCH. This is where you see them like raiding Far, Far Away and everything, and they changed the sign to like from like some tavern. It's like Ye Old whatever.
Yes,
they changed it to Ye Old Hooters. We're making an honest to goodness Hooters joke in the year of our Lord 2007.
It's outrageous, and I forgot earlier when the Frog King dies, they put him. His coffin is a Ye Old Footlocker box.
Oh no way! I missed that. I was too busy looking at the weird statue they erected to this dead frog.
It's a fucking shoebox they put him in that says Ye Old Footlocker.
I was also still stunningly enraged at the use of wings at that scene.
Yeah.
Use the money, like not even like a fourth of the money you used to make this piece of shit. And make the movie about the fucking the ad guy who had to figure out how to put Hooters into Shrek. Like the Hooters Corporation were like, we'd love to be part of the Shrek dynasty. Do you think there's any way we could put the pervy pub food into this place or what?
Pervy pub food.
We can do a Shrek night. We'll have Shrek wings. We'll dye them green, so whatever you need.
Oh my God, I'm throwing up.
Shepherd's pie and a Coors Light. And a Hooters near you.
It's like Don Draper being like, people come to Hooters to see a big, voluptuous. What else is big and voluptuous? It's Shrek.
You see a bunch of like the storytelling or the fairy tale creatures here like being captured or whatever. And I do not understand this thing where it's the gingerbread man mixed with the what was that show? The $5 Million Man, $6 Million Man.
Six. Yeah.
There's like a parody of that here where he's like seeing his life flash before his eyes, and he like was married at one point. You see him in school and all of this shit, like, and it goes on for like a good 45 seconds to a minute.
The button on that scene is that he like shits out a gumdrop.
Yes. Oh, that's right. It's a little bloop.
Because that was one of those things from that first movie where like, oh my God, the fucking gingerbread man movie gag. I'm losing my mind. And meanwhile, that guy talking to people leaving the theater, whoever did Mr. Bill left the theater that time.
Totally. Yeah, whatever person from SNL made Mr. Bill. Yeah, totally.
But and that's the thing, is like every time it was like these wackadoo characters, and now it's fucking drippy King Arthur of Justin Timberlake being like, oh, I don't know what, and he's not even specific. Like if he was a nerd, like a full-on nerd, he's got glasses, I'm like, I got it. Or maybe he's like a jerk, or you know what I mean, or like arrogant. He's just kind of nothing, right? It's like
it's totally nothing, and it was his, you know, I mean, it's not an excuse because he got cast in the role, but it was his first like voice acting role. But 3 years later, and I've seen this movie, I don't know if you guys have, it's a piece of shit, but he does a good job voice acting Boo Boo in the Yogi Bear movie. He's the best part of the movie.
I don't think it's not even his fault. Like it's not written as anything. He's just kind of like a drippy, like nothing.
Yeah, no, it's just there's no lines. It's all very Dullsville.
Well, the thing is, like the perspective of the Shrek people making this movie. If he was an outright nerd, they'd be like, well, there's no hope for him. There's no hope for him to become anything.
Yes,
right.
You have to be a blank slate in order for the people to project greatness onto you, because obviously if you had a characteristic that was slightly negative, despite the fucking message of Shrek,
yes,
you would not be taken seriously in this universe, unless you're Shrek.
You're totally right, dude. It's just there's so much unfortunate.
They
shit in
take
this
over the
movie.
thing. They're on the boat now, going back to far, far away, and I guess Donkey and Puss in Boots scare Artie about what it is to be king, how much responsibility there is, and they cause the ship to crash. And I guess Seth Rogen dies in this exchange because you never see this dude again.
Dude, I don't know what's going on. The ship runs aground, and the three primary characters of the film are stuck on this island or whatever it is, and that character just vanishes. I don't think he's ever seen it.
Hey guys.
Yeah, Nessie gets him.
Oh shit! Yeah, when is Nessie making an appearance in these movies?
I'd be into it.
Is that in part 4, Chris?
I bet I'd rather
Not that I
Nessie
remember.
fuck that dragon. That makes some
Yes.
sense.
Oh,
Yes.
that would make some sense.
Or
yeah.
Shrek fucks Nessie.
Oh, I dated Nessie. It was very complicated.
Yeah, totally. We had two different backgrounds, you see.
I nearly drowned every time I kiss her.
That's why I got the vasectomy, because I got Nessie into trouble. We had to take care of it. And I got sick of paying that much.
Oh, damaged my rod fucking in the pool.
You gotta be careful about underwater intercourse, dude. Absolutely. Great safety tip for our audience, Eric.
Yes, please.
So around here, it's kind of hilarious. They get in a little bit of a fight, and Shrek calls Arthur a loser, which pot calling the kettle black, asshole. But then this is really bad, and like it's supposed to be, but like you didn't have to do it this way, because the joke is like Shrek isn't helping by what he's saying. But what he's saying is, if you think this mad scene ain't dope, I feel ya. I don't want to get up all in your grill. And I'm like, you need to stop all of this.
I hate that. I've always hated it.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember like at the end of Pi when the dude puts a drill in his head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what watching this fucking shit is, man.
But right after that genius line of dialogue, and they're still kind of arguing, they come across a little hut here, and this is the house of Merlin, voiced by Eric Idle, who's like has a security thing where he does like a Oz the Great and Powerful sort of voice face projection thing. But then it turns out that like Arthur knows him because he used to be his school's science teacher, but this is great. This is a lawsuit on their hands right here from this high school. He got fired because he had a mental breakdown.
I think that's what they said. Oh no, he had a mental breakdown. They're hiding the complaints is what's happening.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Dating
Gotcha.
students.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
He was
Gotcha.
dating one of the three little pigs.
Oh, Jesus.
You like that, don't you, you little piggy?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, the fucking pigs being German in this movie is still kind of funny, I think.
But the joke with John Cleese, or Eric Idle rather, is he's like new agey. Is that the idea? That's the joke. He's like
Yeah,
new agey.
we're cracking jokes at this like it's 1983.
Yeah, he's got socks and Birkenstocks on, so Yeah, I mean, it is a crack against the new age community for sure.
And he's saying like he doesn't really practice magic anymore. He wants to. He says to Shrek though that Shrek has to take a journey into the soul, which you need to read as "We are killing time to officially make this a feature motion picture."
And it's funny because they do that, and then also his magic trick is he shortens the movie by teleporting them to the castle.
Actually, that's right. So we have to thank Merlin for that.
But I really want to hit the looking into the fire scene because it's so interesting that Shrek actually turns into William Hurt in this part. He goes
from
back
what movie?
Altered States.
Yes,
I was hoping you were saying the Big Chill, dude, and he's just a sad drug addict.
I missed the part of Big Chill where they're staring at a fire and tripping.
No, yeah, I guess that's true.
Oh no, I turned into a bloody caveman.
Quick, me best friend Bob Balaban. You gotta get me out of this.
Donkey's doing the controls.
I remember, and you know what? Just because Chris and I have gone on a journey this episode, Chris and I had a great time being stoned watching Altered States, and I almost literally lost my mind.
Yeah,
really? That's awesome.
Best show in town. I gotta tell you.
Was that one of the famous Chris Cabin edibles?
No, I think we just smoked a little bit, and I wasn't even that. I started the movie. I'm like, oh, I'm not that stoned, and then that movie started to happen. I'm like, oh no,
dude, that movie makes you stoned.
Exactly.
I love it.
We're great friends, Chris and I. Is all I'm saying. All I'm saying.
All four of us are great buds.
Just really like yelling at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like we have to really drive that point home because we're actually really on thin ice right now.
Yeah. Oh, there's an email thread. You don't want to look at it.
We laugh because it hurts.
Enjoy the podcast for now. Is what I'm saying.
This is covering up the pain. But yeah, so what does Shrek see here? Just the baby carriage again?
Oh yeah, so is this like another nightmarish visage? Am I getting that right? This is around the time I literally fell asleep.
No, like when they're having the fire visions, like Shrek looks into it and he sees a baby carriage, but then he lies about what he sees. And then because this is where Arthur sees a thing and it translates into, he's like, yeah, my dad left me, blah 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 blah, when I was a little boy.
Oh right.
And then, like Shrek tries to have a heart-to-heart with him, where he reveals that Shrek reveals that his father at one point tried to eat him. And I was like, why didn't
nothing else?
Why couldn't fucking Grandpa Shrek get hungrier? Eat that kid. Save me from watching these movies, Mr. Shrek.
In all the baby sequences, we see that they breed in an abhorrent amount of litters. Like there's tons and tons of babies. So maybe Shrek was just the boy who lived out of all of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that kid. The wrong kid died, Shrek.
Fucking this older Shrek, Hank Shrek, was fucking like taking the legs off of his babies and stripping them like chicken wings in front of little Shrek.
There's some line that Shrek has where he's like, yeah, me da used to bathe me in barbecue sauce. It's like that dude should have finished the job. Meanwhile, Fiona and the queen and the princesses are locked away in like catacombs or something. And as it's revealed, Rapunzel is crooked.
She's crooked. The thing that I don't get, like it's just such an underdeveloped joke, is like Julie Andrews as Fiona's mother's head is made out of rocks or something. Like what the fuck?
I don't understand what this is
underexplored, underdeveloped idea.
Right. So this is where they're trying to like break out of the prison, and Julie Andrews is like, "Oh, I got it," and she headbutts a stone wall and it breaks, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well, there's another one. What are we going to do about that?" And she does the same thing, and then man, this poor woman, this poor fucking legend has to like woozily, drunkily sing parts of two of her most famous songs because she's like got a head injury.
Yeah.
Because she does like a little bit of Spoonful of Sugar and another bit of something from The Sound of Music. I don't recall which tune.
But isn't there also a Sound of Music reference when Shrek finally gets back to the swamp and he dances around like that?
Oh, the way they like animate him dancing, it's like her going through the field. Oh, it could be. I didn't notice that. Interesting. Another reference to a much better
but there
movie.
needs to
Another
be-
thing that sucks.
There needs to be a punchline where it's like, oh, I had a titanium thing in my head from when, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
something that makes that joke a joke as opposed to like,
Yes.
wouldn't it be random if she crushed the fucking thing with her head?
Give me a flashback, you know, show me her being enchanted with whatever. I don't care.
Yeah,
But
like
just-
maybe she's like actually one of those tree people.
Sure. Just make it make sense in your world.
Or like, you know, watch her do a flashback of her doing martial arts training and like breaking the blocks with her head.
Yes.
Any,
Oh, it's,
yeah,
it's her and
literally
Pai
anything.
Mei.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of Kill Bill.
So it doesn't even warrant talking about it too much, but Shrek and the gang are put upon by like Captain Hook and the fucking one-eyed monster there. Oh wait, that was wrong. Cyclops was the word I could not think of.
And the one-eyed monster was there as well.
Yeah, a lot of dicks were laying siege on Shrek and his friends here.
I think Donkey saw the one-eyed monster.
Hey, there he is, donkey. Don't just stare at it.
Didn't
but
take it out for air.
he's like instantly defeated because
Yes.
Shrek blows up his piano with a cannon, and that's kind of the end of it. They just all run away.
Yep.
And Merlin like casts a spell on them to send them back to far, far away after Arthur does like a fake crying thing, which is, I guess, a thing. It's not entertaining. It's not funny. It's just like he's pretending to be sad about getting to far, far away.
If-
and
Yeah.
tricks Merlin into doing magic again. And by the way, when they get back, we have a line here from Donkey that I couldn't believe, where he admits to taking psychedelics.
Oh, really?
Because, and also we learned, not only did Donkey go to high school, he went to fucking college. He goes, I haven't been on a trip like that since college.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, SUNY Neverland.
I think that's where I went.
And hey, speaking of looking at dicks, dude, the spell doesn't go off exactly as planned. And boy, is this funny, everybody. Gird your loins for this laugh. Donkey and Puss in Boots, they've switched bodies.
It's too late in the movie for this to happen. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's
Yep.
just, it's like a little late, and it's underdeveloped. It's under anything. It's just sort of like they realized they needed to give both these characters something to do. So like, what if they switched bodies?
But also, like previous episode, Scooby Doo, we get they have the voices don't swap, and it's an annoying. I know to identify who's in what body, you
Yeah.
have to keep the voices, but it's so stupid.
It would be interesting if Eddie Murphy was doing an Antonio Banderas kind of impression, and
Yeah.
Antonio Banderas was doing an Eddie Murphy kind of impression.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
know.
but also, we've already done animal swapping. Fucking Donkey was a stallion in like the first one,
Yes,
wasn't
yeah,
he?
Oh, that's right. He gets turned
Yeah.
into a horse.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're totally right.
But on the pervert beat, there is one thing we have to hit here.
Go right ahead.
Please.
Get the hard-hitting story.
So the whole plan
Excuse
here,
me. A quick question. Chris Cabin, Pervert Beat magazine. I had a question for you. Just one more question.
You are like a pervert journalist, right, Chris?
yeah.
There's muckrakers, there's gonzo journalists, there's pervert
This
journalists.
is the Joe Pesci vehicle, The Private Eye, was about me. So they are Charming's whole plan is he's going to kill Shrek on stage in this
Yes.
huge theatrical event that he's going to do. Actually, pretty good production design, if I say so myself. But while they're doing the rehearsals, fucking Rapunzel, who we find out is evil, she comes up to him and she says, "Daddy."
Oh, ew! I missed the
Yeah.
daddy
This is
line.
wild. I was like, where is it? Is this going somewhere? What the fuck is
By
this?
the way, also the whole like I gotta kill Shrek on stage during the production of a play that I was playing as dinner theater when I was down and out. Like, who fucking cares? Send Shrek to the gallows.
No, this is a public execution, Eric. That's it. It's a strongman thing. It's
Yep.
about to become a real fascistic state once he fucking takes Shrek down.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better though if, I don't know, like you actually advertised that it was going to be a public execution and you're just like, we're getting back to the old days. This is what, the kings used to do. Not all this
truly,
play shit.
like all the stories of knights of yore, right? They would always kill ogres, trolls, and goblins and whatever else.
Totally.
So why not just come to the show tonight, Shrek's going to be released from a cage and cut down by 50 men.
Yeah. Number one on Charming's list is reinstating Prima Nocta.
Hey, Cabin, by the way, I'll save you a couple of tweets, dude. That Pesci movie, it's The Public Eye.
The Public Eye.
Yeah, he's like a photographer or some shit, right?
Shrek, I'm going to marry you.
I've always wanted you.
Loved you. I've always have.
Yeah, that's the line.
Actually, can I just say, the year that movie came out for Joe Pesci, that's a massive year for Joe Pesci. He had that
really?
movie, he had Home Alone 2, he had Lethal Weapon 3, he had My Cousin Vinny, and that fucking awesome episode of Tales from the Crypt where he gets chainsawed in half.
Wow. I remember that episode very vividly.
That's a high-functioning porn star number. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of fucking productions.
It's 4 feature films and a television appearance. Yeah.
If you want to retire early like Pesci did, you have to do it like
That's
that.
a good
You
point.
got to
Yeah.
pack them in.
Yep, you're totally right.
So whatever, like they get there, they're switched, their bodies are switched. There's a bad agent joke, like they're about to capture Shrek and the gang, and it's like, he won't do anything if there's not whatever M&Ms. It's just I can't.
They're just and then like it's like Puss in Boots and Donkey like pretend that they're his like representation, and it's like, oh, you didn't get the note that he has to have this. He's the star, and they're showing the poster because it's called Happily Ever After All. Shrek's final performance is the whole name of this play. Like, kind of showing your cards here, Charming. Just have to say, I thought, okay, here's a moment that I thought was legitimately funny in this movie. I couldn't even believe it. When you see Charming, he's like backstage getting ready to go on. He's running lines, and he's running lines from the scene where he's supposed to kill Shrek. And he's doing the kill blow to like all of these nameless dudes in a Shrek costume and like actually murdering them.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. Kind of funny.
We were talking a lot about how much the script sucks, but like the evil trees look awful.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
many
God.
of these minor things look so bad.
We haven't. It's a really good point, Chris. 'Cause you take for granted how bad all of these movies look, and this one especially.
All just muted. Like there's no design to. I was like checked out the whole time just visually.
You can't even with those with the trees. By the way, you can't even really tell like where their face, like where the facial features are supposed to be, because it's all like blended too much together.
Yeah, and they play like such a small nothing role, and I guess they're supposed to be bad guys, but in Lord of the Rings they were good guys. I'm confused.
This is where I was falling asleep, you guys. I was just so like again. There's nothing like interesting. Like again, like a strong. I like it. I love animation. Like there's a strong character design will take me through anything, and this has none of it.
No, definitely does not. There's a fucking fight here in the dressing room or whatever. I think it was Charming says something like, he's an ogre. What did you expect? Like Shrek and Arthur are having another fight in the movie. Thought that was over with. Okay. They cue that Damien Rice song that's totally inappropriate for this movie.
What in the world are we playing Damien Rice for?
A song that mentions pulling out a gun, loading a gun, and holding a gun in a Shrek movie.
Dude, and it's so insane. Like, they cut to a shot of Shrek in, like, shackles, like ankle shackles. And it's like, if I give my gun away when it's loaded. And I'm like, was anyone thinking about anything? What are you
It's
doing?
indoctrinating children into the American experience.
The gun culture. Yeah, that makes sense.
What's that song called, Cabin? 9 Murders or 9?
I think it's 9 crimes. Yeah, I was looking it up because I mean, like again, like Damien Rice has no like you got your eels, which I don't know that paid for their funerals. That's great, but
well, they'll have to need Novocaine for their souls when they're in hell.
Guys, we didn't get the Puss in Boots job. Guess we gotta go under.
He hasn't put out music in a long time, right, Chris?
I don't know. I think he secretly is.
Really?
Even under his like real name, maybe.
Because there was a a concert documentary with that dude, and it was Eels. I think it was just called like Eels Live at Town Hall or
Mark
something.
Oliver Everett.
Yes, that's his real name. Yeah, and it's awesome. But I have not looked into whether or not he's still making music as E from Eels.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that is they are featured in this movie, and it's the last time apparently. I did read that on the trivia. They are not featured in the fourth film for whatever reason.
That's good. I mean, but yeah, it's just wholly inappropriate to have this. You might as well have the fucking Closer song in the beginning, you know?
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
exactly.
By the way, from the Internet Ticker, the Eels had an album in 2018.
Wow.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to look that up. I always liked them a lot.
I,
just never fell off.
I love that. I love the Eels.
I've seen them live, and they covered "Get Your Freak On" by Missy Elliott. Fantastic,
That's
absolutely
pretty great.
fantastic.
There is. Did you guys notice the weird thing here where they're trying to talk about? I think this was trying to get to the American audience as we're in 2007. They're talking about the importance of voting because there's one part where some character is like, "Who cares who runs the kingdom?" And I think it's Fiona is like, "I care," and she may as well look right at the camera and go, "And you should too." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you should care that John McCain shouldn't be president.
I
Shrek the
did.
Third.
There
I
should have
cared very deeply.
There should have been a weird Kanye West could have had a cameo playing somebody, and he goes, "Prince Charming doesn't care about black people," and then Shrek has to be like, we're doing this read. It's kind of uncomfortable for me.
Just stare into the camera, Shrek. Just hold it together and look in the camera.
Remember when Kanye West gave a shit about that?
Oh yeah, when he cared about anybody, but
That dude is trash.
sure.
Yeah. So this is where the queen headbutts the wall and everything, and this is the ladies getting tough montage. There's like a bra burning joke that happens around here, and I think this must be this where you were
Yes.
talking about,
It's like
Steve.
it's like almost it, but it's not.
Do you think they just played the song backwards?
They might have.
It's insane. And there's a dumb thing here where like they're kind of doing like a King Kong, like Shrek is in shackles and he's about to be like revealed to this theater kind of a thing.
Yeah.
When he overhears like the Cyclops talking with the kid or whatever, and he gets all like pissed off about it because he's slowly, I guess, coming around to the idea of having kids is the idea.
Yeah, and it's like, oh no, you can't love a baby.
And this is where we get it's a few bars of Immigrant Song into Barracuda.
You got to
Yep.
pick one, right?
Like, what are we doing? I'm telling you, Immigrant Song couldn't have been cheap. Why are you double dipping for this moment?
And it's not even original Barracuda. It's Barracuda by Fergie.
Oh,
That's
ew.
right. That's right. I forgot about that.
You know what?
This
That just-
movie is trash.
That sums up the movie. That sums up the franchise.
Yep,
that
yep.
sums up the fucking decade this was produced.
You are totally right. Dude.
Just I think we were making dinner earlier this last weekend, and like just looking for something to put on while we were making dinner before we put on a movie. And Las Vegas, the remake of the reboot of Las Vegas was on.
Wait. The James Caan show?
Yes, and
There's a reboot?
no, that's what I mean. It was the James Caan version because that was from a show from the 70s initially.
Oh, I never knew that. I did watch a little bit of Las Vegas back in the day.
Dude, you watch that show now. If you want to know what the mid 2000s are, watch Las Vegas because there was a bit of it was them and the Black Eyed Peas were playing and fucking Josh Duhamel is just fucking dancing like yeah.
Wow. Do you think that's where he and Fergie met? They were married for a
I looked
fashion.
it up. That is where they met.
Wow. And so it's just Josh Duhamel's character loving that the Black Eyed Peas are playing the casino?
Yes, exactly.
That sucks. Didn't that nobody here will know this, I don't think, because no one watched that show, but I believe that show ends with the casino being demolished like Vegas style. Kind of funny.
By the way, I got a Josh Duhamel impression.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Let's hear it.
Fergie, I want to marry you.
Well done, dude. I think you captured it perfectly.
Thank you.
But you're totally right, though, man. 2007, that was Josh Duhamel in that Transformers movie, I think.
Ooh.
That's what the odds were. Just 10 years of trying to make Josh Duhamel a star.
Yes, exactly.
And every attempt just fucking failed.
Anyone else here besides me see Win a Date with Tad Hamilton?
I have not.
I kind of like that movie.
I did not see it.
I don't remember a thing about it, except I remember complaining to the idiotic staff at the horrendous Cinema Deluxe in White Plains There's projection issues with that movie.
You remain
And yes,
a terror.
I complained.
You remain a terror to this community.
You know what, dude? Heaven forbid I ask for someone to give a rat's ass about cinematic presentation. And I know exactly what you're thinking about, Steve, that time that I complained that when we saw TMNT, the animated movie, that it was out of focus. Well, you know what, Steve? It was out of fucking focus.
Tad Hamilton, I want to marry you.
I want you to have my children, Pat Hamilton.
We need to have a secret wedding.
Win a date with Andrew Jupin. But the problem is you have to go to the movies with him.
Yeah, tell it to my wife, dude. It's all too fucking real. I got in a fight with a dude at the old Paris Theater when we saw The Artist. That's a story for another day.
Honey, it's the third Bad Boys. Let it go.
You know what? We rented that at home, and I rather enjoyed it.
I still haven't seen it.
It was a fun time, whatever.
It's an insane movie.
So all the princesses storm the castle at this abhorrent musical cue, and at the same time, this is Artie's like just trying to fuck off, and Puss in Boots and Donkey like convince him to stay by, I believe, lying to him.
Yes,
because they're like, "Oh no, Shrek was treating you badly right there to get you out of Prince Charming's way and to help you out." I was like, "No, he kind of hates this guy."
No,
you're lying.
I think the idea is you're supposed to believe them. That's the character motivation. It was like it's the what do you call it there? Harry and the Hendersons bit. Get out of here, Harry. Nobody wants you here.
Oh yeah, okay. Get out of here, King Arthur. Nobody wants you.
I think that's a stay tuned, probably.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Yeah, I rewatched it maybe like 5-6 years ago at this point. You know, it held up.
It's a fine movie, but it'd be fun to talk about.
No, it held up as far as episode purposes go. Yeah, exactly. You have to have a scene here where you sit through Maya Rudolph and Rupert Everett singing a song on stage. Sure. And this is how you can tell you've really lost it here. Because even the far, far away audience sitting in the theater is like, are you kidding me? They're singing right now. They're singing a song to us.
And I think Maya Rudolph is fucking flat out hysterical, especially when she's singing. Like but this is so fucking flat.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I mean, one time, actually the last time we played Chicago last year, on our flight out, I was a row behind Maya Rudolph.
Ooh.
And her looking through a Bon Appetit magazine was more entertaining than her in this movie.
Quick question. Was Maya Rudolph in Coach?
No, I was like the first row of Coach.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
so I was able to peer through whenever they awarded us the honor of opening that curtain.
But don't you dare use that bathroom, you fucking pig.
No, definitely not, dude. Maya Rudolph spit on me. Not true. That is not true.
No, I was going to say, Saturday Night Live money be damned. You're P.T. Anderson's wife. You're not flying Coach. None of that's happening.
No. She had a nice big seat all to herself.
I don't know. P.T. Anderson might find that the Coach has more character or something. I could see him pulling some shit like that.
Like, well, you see, Maya, my movies are all super long, and the worse seat you have on a plane, the longer the flight feels.
And then she started poisoning his food, and he was like, I got an idea.
He's having like sausages on a plane.
All right, first class it is, honey.
Anywho, so yeah, they sing this terrible song, and then like Shrek is revealed on the stage. It's like supposed to be like the big kill moment here, but then Shrek starts vamping, and it's vamping that defeats Prince Charming.
I kind of want, speaking of Game of Thrones, I kind of want like just Shrek to get his fucking head cut off here, man. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
What a way to end the franchise.
I would love it. And there's a like, by the way, some of the vamping you were talking about is like, it can't be any more painful than your performance. And everyone's like, yay.
Well, it's great too, because he gets the audience to turn on Prince Charming.
But he also, of course, with a classic Shrek gay joke where he's like, he's like, let me tell you something. He's like, did you buy that? Do they make the outfit you wear in men's sizes? Come on, audience. Look at this guy.
Yeah, that could also be like, is that supposed to be like a little boy's clothes joke or
Possibly.
something? Like you dress like a little kid?
I read it as that he views Prince Charming as a feminine.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I mean, you guys are probably right, because it's Shrek the Third.
Grandfathers, you got that one right. Yeah, those grandfathers out there, that's for you.
Well, George W. Bush was in the White House.
That's
Do you think Shrek the Third screened at the White House?
Yes, I do.
Hey, Poppy, thinking about putting on Shrek the Third tonight. You want to come down to the Big W and watch it? Big W is what I call the White House, Poppy.
All right, I'm about to go see Shrek Third. I'm having a heart attack. Ah, God. Ah, jeez.
Why don't we come to a different understanding and you give me a DVD screener for the hospital?
I don't know, boy. You got a person, a green person rising to prominence. I don't know about that, boy.
Jeb wanted Madagascar 2 to screen. I don't know, Lawyer W.
Well, Jeb ain't president yet, Poppy. We know he eventually will be, but he ain't yet.
When Jeb's president, he can stream whatever cartoon movie he wants, Poppy, all right? Gonna watch Shrek 3 now. Poppy?
Jeb's...
Oh, he's dead. Remember when he died and everybody gave a shit?
Yeah.
What a waste of time. What a
Seriously.
Whenever a president dies and they do the whole funeral thing, they do look at this, everyone.
Yeah. I watched most of the Nixon funeral.
Oh wow, good for you.
Yeah, it was some boring ass television.
That's a good '90s moment.
Isn't that the fan man on The Simpsons also appeared at the Nixon funeral?
Yes.
Oh, great joke. So the dragon comes in and kind of like throws everything off right here.
Their disgusting offspring is around here too. They're squawking and squealing,
Yeah,
begging
and,
for death.
Prince Charming is about to lay the death blow on Shrek right here, and the dragon, she swoops in and uses her flames to melt the sword or whatever. And then all the little fucking turds show up and start fighting on the stage. There's a dumb ass Rapunzel is actually bald joke right here.
I think it's
nothing funnier than making fun of a bald woman.
It's set up earlier where I think somewhere Amy Poehler is as Snow White is blah blah blah, Rapunzel, you and your extensions. She's like, what?
See, the whole thing with this movie and this franchise is Shrek is like, I'm different and it's not cool that people treat me differently.
Yes.
And then once he gets treated equally, he's like, fuck you, got mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck
No,
you,
exactly.
fuck you, I got mine.
It's one thing.
Fuck you.
It's one thing to make fun of ogres, Eric, but we can make fun of people with alopecia all day long.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck this franchise. Fuck this movie.
We're almost done with it, dude.
Good.
Actually, it's right here, Eric, that the gingerbread man shits a gumdrop. Somebody yells at him or something, and he's like, "Oh no!" Boop.
Oh yeah, I guess I was conflating the moments of shitting in this movie.
What are they doing? Is he pissing fucking syrup then? What's going on
I think so,
here?
yeah.
Yeah, one can only hope.
No.
In quarantine, I think I'm pissing syrup too.
I ain't shitting gumdrops, I'll tell you that much.
It's a fucking big dump truck shits, huh?
I mean, they're sprinkled with something, but ain't sugar.
Oh, God damn it. So then Prince Charming drops by and he's like, "Hey man, did you ever try giving peace a chance?"
Yeah.
And instantly de-escalates everything.
Yeah, and it's just hey, everybody was it's the idea is nobody wanted to be a villain. They just didn't have the opportunity to be good, I guess, or something. Oh, my hair is floppy. Bye, movie. Okay.
It does kind of remind me of those horse shit South Park, everybody's a little wrong moments.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm like, man, fucking S my D.
With your
Shrek the
libertarian
Third.
horse shit, yeah.
Oh my God, it's awful. So everybody lays down their arms. There's a fake thing where Prince Charming is not so fast and appears to have run Shrek through.
Yes.
And I'm like, do it. Fucking
Yes.
cut this dude's green insides out.
I was screaming in the house this morning watching this. I was so yes, at least cut him. At least have give me at least a scene of Shrek being bandaged and him crying and the little green blood coming out. No. And Donkey being like, "Are you a doctor? Are you a doctor? You're gonna be okay."
But it's so dumb because when Shrek is sort of playing it up, and then he's like, "You better work on your aim," and he never even hit him. I was hoping the gag would have at least been the sword hits him and then crumples or something because he's got tough ogre skin or some crap.
Yeah, but he's just I just did the thing where you put it through your arm, and then fucking this dude gets murdered for no reason. Like, shouldn't he go to a big castle falls on him, right? Or somebody shoves it on him, maybe?
No, you're right. You're right.
It's-
I think someone actually fucking murders him. You're right. Someone shoves this fucking tower on him. And
Is
his
it not
fucking
the gingerbread man? I thought he had something to do with it. I thought I saw him floating around there.
I think I saw the gingerbread man on the grassy knoll.
Yeah, this is turning into
Update.
Radioland murders very quickly.
Update: the gingerbread man was taken into custody 3 weeks later.
Oh boy, I'm gonna kill myself in prison.
He was killed by the Pillsbury Doughboy while awaiting trial. They called him the assassin's assassin.
Dude, when you're trying to figure out if the Pillsbury Doughboy has murdered somebody, it's called a who's done it. That's awful.
But that
also,
guy, like, he hasn't done anything that evil to warrant. Like, yeah, he's trying to kill Shrek, but like, can't we just take him into fake fun? He's at the end. He's in jail, and he goes, rats, I lost." You know what I mean? Like, that's the end of the movie.
and if you want to do this like brothers lay down your arms kind of thing, maybe there's a thing that you plant like earlier in the movie where he learns that he really enjoys cooking for himself.
Sure.
And then when you see like the epilogue, it's like, oh, Prince Charming opened a little like cafe or something in far, far away. And like he's totally content with like that being his life or something.
And then animal house, animal house.
Shrek and Fiona playing cat and mouse. But what happens to him is a callback from the beginning of the movie when he's doing the dinner theater and the set falls on him. They're using it's the Buster Keaton joke of the house falling.
Oh,
over.
got it.
They do that at the beginning of the dinner theater, and then that's what happens to him again. But this time he doesn't get up from it, and it's like, well, I guess that guy's dead.
Great. Hey,
Yep.
great.
Whatever you say, Shrek the Third.
Oh, but I think around here the Merlin swaps the bodies back between the cat and donkey.
Yep. And no one's learned a goddamn thing. That is all for absolutely nothing.
It's like
I
3
got
jokes.
the tails wrong, though. Oopsies.
Oh, right. Ugh.
It's like 3.5 jokes they got out of that. That's it. Tops.
Yeah, why do it? Why the fuck do it?
But then so we have the final 5 minutes of this movie are the most abhorrent 5 minutes in the whole thing. Shrek decides he's excited to be a father, and we flash forward. Fiona has had triplets, and there are just little monsters farting and throwing up.
Oh, by the way, Arthur accepts being king.
Oh, sure,
And that's
yeah.
the conclusion of that thing.
Right. Forgot about that. It's almost as if it doesn't matter.
Nope.
It doesn't.
Again, like to Chris's point, like Shrek should be king at the end. He should have learned something about, oh no, I'll be a king and it'll be good for the world to have a fucking ogre king or something.
So exactly. It's kind of insane that this movie is the hero being like, you know what? Forget growth. I'm going back to the bog.
The inner drama of the whole movie is more about Arthur, who we see for maybe 10 minutes.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
That it is about fucking like, and all Shrek needs to fucking be on board with the fucking baby thing is seeing another monster baby fucking in the housing works.
Because what you need here is Arthur needs to have a scene by himself, or at least like without Shrek, without Puss in Boots, and without Donkey in it. Like he needs to go, and you see him like have whatever that realization is. Instead, it's like he just gets tricked to come back and then just decides to do it. And like, because he does the whole like lay down your arms things, he proves himself to be like diplomatic in that way. And it turns out he is a good leader, but like, it's all right at the ass end of the movie. This character has had no journey because Shrek's too busy farting on the screen.
Nope. And and the last 10 minutes of the movie are just music, just like fart music to fart to.
Sucks. I would like Shrek to become king, and then like we flash forward to like, you know, modern day, 2007 or something. People are looking through the history books and they're like, oh, I thought he was just described as an ogre because he was a cruel, brutal king with an iron fist.
And you could tell that they're really just trying to get, like, they are trying to get the grandfathers and like the grandmothers, because where like the last one was Ricky Martin, this one's thank you for letting me be myself again by Sly and the Family Stone.
Except it's sung by Donkey and Puss in Boots.
Don't remind me.
And so it's just this parenting montage of them, like, being exhausted and whatever. And there's a gag. We got to have one less gritty, disgusting, rotten sex joke in this movie. Because like you see a thing where like the three babies are finally asleep and it's like, what should we do now? And it just cuts to them sleeping.
Yeah,
and it's like, boy, I get it. New parents have a hard time. Like, why does it need to be in Shrek the Third? Why is this movie still happening? Come on, Donkey and Puss, bring those credits.
By the way, I can tell you the beginning of the fourth one is them getting used to parenting again.
Wait, so they pulled Pirates of the Caribbean, where the first few minutes of the fourth movie is at the end of the third movie? They're doing it here too.
It's a longer a bit in the fourth one, but it's there, and that's all it is.
God damn it!
It would make some sense to do like to do this like the baby shit thing. But you know what? In between the second and third movies, Fiona just had kids. You know what I mean? And that's what this movie is. It's all about this shit.
It's just an afterthought. All of this, it's not adding anything. The movie is over with.
Wouldn't you want a little, I don't know, maybe I blanked out and I didn't hear it, but like I would want a little speech from Shrek telling Fiona like, look, yeah, I've grown. I'm ready to be a father. You know, I had a lot of time to think on this trip and all this shit, but like that doesn't happen either. So it's just fucking nothing. Like, oh yeah, I saw the Cyclops, baby. I'm ready. Let's go do it. Yep. Let's go. Can I get 3 of them?
The Shrek franchise, my friends, just a whole bunch of nothing.
And because we don't have that emotional scene, Chris, it just confirms that Shrek's only in it for the sexual fucking pounding he wants to deliver and nothing more.
I like making babies. I don't like raising them.
Yeah.
Trash. Hey, would anybody recommend this movie?
No, I do think this is the worst thus far, and I'm sure we'll see what the fourth one is, which I've heard from some people on the internet that is better. It's a course correction, possibly.
You can't trust any of those comments.
No.
No, I know. But just in general, no. I do think this is incredibly bland, toothless, and just like it's a movie that doesn't want to be a movie, so then why do I care?
Yeah, no, exactly. Let's go to Chris Cab.
Yeah, awful. Just never watch it. I know what people are talking about with the fourth one being a little better because there are a lot more actual creative decisions being made, but like they're all bad. It's still all bad. So I don't give a fuck, and they all suck.
Fair enough, Mr. Siska.
Well, I think that I think this is the best Shrek movie I've seen, which is like sort of like rating which turd in the fucking bowl in the morning is the best. Like they're all terrible.
There's always a clear good one though, one you're proud of.
The most solid.
If you get enough fiber.
There's definitely a turd Hall of Fame, dude.
So I really don't like. Even though I say this is the best Shrek movie, I fucking hate this movie, and I really hate. I hate that this has become a big franchise. I hate the fact that I know Shrek. I fucking hate. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate this, and I fucking hate everything.
You'll be seeing Shrek T-shirts until the day you die.
I will. I know exactly.
Yep.
They're the fucking. That's the next order of boop. Shrek T-shirts when I'm fucking 95 and some kid like kneecaps me at a boardwalk. Yeah. My last moments of my eyes flickering is a fucking Shrek T-shirt running away.
The Legion of Shrek.
So fuck this, man.
I'm there for it, dude. I hope someone films your death.
Me too.
No, of course not. This is garbage. I hate it. I absolutely hate this. I think it is a clear 1, 2, 3 so far for me. There's nothing here. It's not a movie. It's, when you have your main guy really sounding like he doesn't give a shit.
Yep.
It's over. This is over with. You know what I mean? And we have, yes, I understand a fourth movie. There are a lot of specials, but here's my question actually, because we're talking about how, it's this huge thing. It's the next order of boop, whatever you want to say. And I do know a lot of people love this, but where does this franchise stand right now? We're not making more of these movies, right? Is there more TV stuff?
No, there's one more movie coming out.
Yeah, they're going to do it again.
What?
Right again.
Shrek.
What, really? With Shrek?
I feel like I just said what like fucking Princess Leia before Alderaan.
I'm almost positive they're doing a fifth one.
I'm looking up right now.
Well, they're doing, at least according to Mike Myers' IMDb, they're not.
Untitled Shrek Reboot 2022.
Ooh, reboot.
They don't have him attached to it, though.
No, he's not on it. It's they got writers, though.
Well, that's great. Isn't that great, everybody? So we're getting a fourth Austin Powers movie, maybe, and maybe another one of these.
And we're getting another Puss in Boots. It's never going to end, fellas.
Oh, man, that fucking sucks. That sucks. And on that uplifting note, ladies and gentlemen, that is Shrek the Third from 2007, directed by Raman Hui and Chris Miller. If you want more We Hate Movies, check out, of course, WHMpodcast.com. We got a lot of stuff going on. Of course, we are in the Summer Blockbuster Extravaganza, and there's big stuff going on Patreon. Eric Sisko, what's floating out there this month?
Ooh, for Patreon this month, what month is this? This
June.
is June. Our Patreon full-length episode, over 2 hours discussing No Country for Old Men, which is a lot of fun. You should hear us talk about a movie we love.
Yeah,
Now, that's a movie from 2007 that you can love.
Exactly. And
Same years, guys. Just saying.
We got the Nexus, our Star Trek podcast recapping episodes of TOS and TNG. We've got a Scooby-Doo Animation Damnation, which is a lot of fun. And on the Gleep Glossary, where we talk about Star Wars characters, we got a little hot little episode on a hot little guy called Silicious Crumb.
And also a fucking Catsmentary, a full syncable commentary to the film Cats.
That is right. All of that is going on. And of course, a friendly reminder, We Hate Movies is donating 100% of our 2020 TeePublic merch store earnings to Black Lives Matter and social justice adjacent charities through Act Blue. Of course, check out WHMpodcast.com. There's a little pop-up box that will come up on the screen when you visit the website. It's going to give you all the information you need to get down on that. So please give if you can to that. And Steve Sadak, next week, the Summer Blockbuster Extravaganza rolls on. With what famed title for us to talk about?
I've never seen this movie before. I've never seen any of these movies before. The Expendables.
Strap in, dude.
Oh,
Also,
boy.
how have you missed any of these?
I
really?
just wasn't into it. I saw it come and I was like, no thanks.
Yeah, you might have been right about that. The OG.
Yeah.
I think I saw, how many are there? There are three?
Yeah.
I think I saw them all in theaters, folks.
I saw the first 2 in theaters, and I've definitely also rented the third one after the fact. I gotta say, probably better than Shrek the Third. Do not know that for sure. And also, just a quick announcement, breaking news here from the We Hate Movies home office in Sioux City, Iowa. If anybody gets that joke, you guys are awesome. In order to bolster or sort of raise the profile of our merch donation initiative here, we are going to be conducting a special live streamed commentary. This Saturday, June the 27th. Steve Sadak, do you have more information on that? For the folks
All
at
I
home?
know is that it's a movie called Can't Hardly Wait.
That is right.
We're going to watch it together at, what is it? What do we say? 9 o'clock Eastern?
We're saying 9 Eastern on June the 27th is a Saturday night. We will be watching Can't Hardly Wait. We will be talking over it, probably imbibing a little bit, gentlemen, just to raise awareness for the merch donation initiative, like I said. So
You can,
stay
by the way,
tuned this week to the social media. We Hate Movies social media. That's at WHM Podcast on Twitter and at WHM Podcast on Instagram for more announcements as to how you can check that out. We will, of course, be broadcasting that on our YouTube channel, I would say.
Correct. And, you know, if you, now this applies to U.S. listeners only, maybe, I don't know what the rights are, but it's currently streaming on Netflix in the United States. So you could watch along on Netflix and simultaneously have us on a, you know, whatever device you want alongside that, doing the live commentary. Should be a lot of fun.
And yeah,
Absolutely.
It's going to be totally free to watch, but we are going to keep pouring you towards either our merch initiative or just that direct Act Blue link to raise money for charity, because that's what we're trying to do, is just get a ton of money into those charities.
Absolutely. And we will also have, hopefully if this works out right, I think it should, a little timer on the screen. So if you tune in late, you'll know where in the movie we are and you can sync up to us. And by the way, gang, this is something to just raise awareness for the charity initiative we have here. We are not recording this or releasing it or anything like that. So don't be all like, I'll catch it when they rebroadcast it. Not happening.
Nope.
This is not a Patreon exclusive. This is not an anything but a live event to raise money for the charity initiative. So be sure this Saturday night, if you're available, 9 p.m. Eastern, talking about a great movie, Can't Hardly Wait. So that's it. A lot of stuff going on here at the We Hate Movies universe. Thanks for sticking with us as always. And until next week with The Expendables, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Siska.
Chris Gavin.
And to paraphrase my good buddy Steve Sadak, take it easy and wear a fucking mask!
That was a HeadGum podcast.